Ahoy, welcome to 14 FC. So today we'll be taking a look at some of the exclusions that Coach Hugo Broos made. There are some that raised real high eyebrows because we were expecting that one player to be part of the squad. Without wasting any time, let's get into it. So the first exclusion is Lebo Mutiba. Lebo Mutiba has been our top goal scorer for the AFCON qualifiers. So it was just quite surprising on why Coach Hugo Broos left him out. But the reason for that is that he got an injury late November, and now he won't be fit for the tournament. So it could just made sense on why he's excluded. The second exclusion for me would be Ngozi Lodge. We all thought Lodge is gonna be there. He's gonna be, spreading all that gassy flavor there in the AFCON. But unfortunately, he was left out by Coach Hugo Broos. And I feel that the reason is that all the scandals that have been following him, the cases that he's going through and all of that, I feel that's what affected his call-up. They didn't want all that attention for Bafana. The third exclusion would be Sipho Mbuli. Sipho has been playing really good for Sundowns, and we all know we need him in that midfield. He has that, he's comfortable on the ball, he's good in tight spaces, so Bafana would have really needed that, but unfortunately he was left out. And I feel it's for the same reasons as Ngozi Lodge, where it's just a lot of traction, too much traction and too much things going on in the personal life. So I feel that's the reason for his exclusion as well. And then there are the two that are playing in the MLS, or three actually, and their reason is quite similar but it's different in a way, because for Njabulo Blom, the coach said something about him. He released a statement because he left him out, and he said he's not patriotic enough. I'll leave the quote here, and I feel that is the reason, and plus that they haven't been playing for quite a while in the MLS. The season is closed, so it will be hard to call him to play at such a high level where he has no game time, And Hlongwane, for the same reason, I was really surprised when it comes to the Hlongwane exclusion, especially because he's been playing really well for Bafana. I mean, he's put in the good performances in the qualifiers, both World Cup and AFCON. So I'm really surprised on why he was left out, even though he hasn't been playing. I feel because they are playing friendlies right now in preparation, that would have helped Hlongwane perhaps up his fitness level, But he's excluded, and that's the reason why. And then Cassius Mailula, some people feel like the exclusion was necessary, because of what Hugo Broos said about him in the conference, where he was just explaining on how the agent took advantage of the situation. The agent wanted him to make the move for money, and Hugo Broos was very vocal about that and hasn't really included Mailula in the past few collabs. The last one being Lyle Foster. Lyle Foster wasn't called because the club released a statement that Lyle Foster is not well enough to travel. That caused quite a commotion, in the social media space, where people were just arguing on whether it is true or not. In fact, I've had a couple of conversations about the matter, and people have just mixed feelings about it, and I'd rather not get into it, because of how everything is, but he is excluded, and there's now a clash between the coach and the Hugo Broos and Burnley, and some of these players are really young, like Njabulo Blom, Cassius Mailula, Hlongwane, and Foster. They are really young, and they could play for a really long time, throughout the next competition, which is the World Cup. We need some of those quality players that are playing abroad for our World Cup team, the qualifiers. So with them being young, they still have a good 8 years in the game, and they could really help us in the future. But as for Ngozi Lodge, where he's now 30, it's really unrealistic to count him as a candidate for the 2026 World Cup. So some which are justified and wouldn't affect us long time, but with the other four, the young boys that are playing abroad, it would really help us for them to have a inclusion in such tournaments. You know, it helps them grow in the international stage. So mixed emotions, but you'll let us know how you feel about these exclusions. Thank you.